Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cassanova and you're watching Cassanova Fam. So today I actually want to talk to you guys about breastfeeding. Now, there's so many things that has to be done when it comes to breastfeeding. So, yeah, where to begin, right? So I do believe that breast milk is best. Now, if you can't breastfeed and you have to do formula, so be it. That's the way it is. But if you're going to do formula, I recommend doing a homemade formula versus actually buying formula, because the formula that we buy in the store honestly all has soy, has casein or whatever it's called. Um, it's really not healthy, pretty much. Um, so yeah, I recommend doing your own formula, which I did for my fourth child because he was having a weight gain issue. Um, and I'll talk about that in another video. But basically, when you first give birth, the first thing that they usually do is they ask you if you're going to breastfeed or formula feed your baby. And if you're going to breastfeed, they put the baby on you. Well, they put the baby on you regardless, so you could get skin to skin time. But they recommend putting the baby on the breast within the first hour of the baby being born. I don't know why it's like that. Okay. So, with that being said, usually when you do that first hour, it's a natural way, which means you're kind of laying on your back, like back on the bed of the operating bed or whatever, and the baby kind of they just put the baby's head there, and the baby finds the nipple and sucks on it and does its thing. That would be great if you could do it all the time, and there are natural breastfeeding positions that you could do all the time. Like, you could always lay on your back, or reclined a little bit, and then you put the baby on your chest and you let the baby find the nipple. Some people say that it's worked great for them and everything like that. I personally haven't had much success, but I think maybe I'm just not doing it properly. I don't know. But for me, it hasn't worked, doing the natural way. But I have tried, because especially with her, I was having a lot of issues breastfeeding. And so I did try to kind of lay back and put her on and let her do her thing. But by that time, I think the problem was, by that time I did it, I had sore nipples. And so therefore, I was scared of how she would latch. And I was just like, if she's going to latch wrong, it's going to kill me. So maybe that's why I was kind of like, whatever. So anyhow, when you are going to start out breastfeeding, there are certain positions that I do recommend. This one that I'm in right now is like the cradle hold. I don't technically recommend it for when the baby's first born, nor do I recommend it for first time moms, because even though it's the most comfortable, like, I find it amazingly comfortable, it unfortunately doesn't help get the baby with that perfect latch. And you want your baby to get that perfect latch from the very beginning, because if you have pain-free latching, you'll have pain-free breastfeeding, which means you won't have to worry about that sore nipples and stuff. And I think if you're a first-time mom, I think it's automatic that you're going to get the sore nipples, because your nipples are not used to being sucked on so vigorously. But at the same time, everything's done right from the beginning. It won't get to the point where you're like how I am, where I'm like, oh god, okay, I have to latch it, oh god, like me. Or sometimes I'll be like, okay, I gotta put them on. I try to put them on. I'm like, they'll go to latch, and I'm like, no, and I'll pull them away because it just hurts so much. So literally, yeah, I'll go to put her on, and then I'll see her about to latch, and I'm like, and I've done this with, like, especially my first son, and my last baby. So my last son, my two girls were okay. And I'll tell you why that is. But anyways, so if you do not get the perfect latch, you will have painful nipples. And what's going to happen with your nipples is that they're going to get all bleeding. They're going to get scabby. They're going to hurt every time. Whether you put it against a shirt, no matter what, your nipples are going to be on fire whenever they're coming in contact with anything. And of course, anytime your baby's on your breast, it's going to hurt. So at that point, pretty much, you're looking at not breastfeeding. And that's not what we want. We don't want you to look at it like, okay, I'm not going to breastfeed. No, we want you to breastfeed because, like I said, I think breast is best, right? If you look at all the other mammals that are out there in the world, they all breastfeed their babies. There's no such thing as formula for whales, you know. Well, not in whale world. Like, we will obviously give them, but not whales. So yeah, what I recommend for positions is the football hold. You could try the natural. If you could get the natural, then definitely do the natural. But football hold is one of my favorites, and the cross cradle is one of my favorites. And the reason why I like those ones is because, one, the position, you have so much control over the baby about to latch on. And I think that's really important for breastfeeding, for you to have that control to see. So one of the things that you want to do in the cross cradle is a cross cradle. So this is the cradle. Sorry if you guys can see my little nipples. I'm trying to not make it X-rated. But this is the cradle. So if you're going to do cross cradle, the baby's body is like this. And cross cradle is, is like this. Okay. So you're holding the baby like so on your breast. And this hand you can use to hold your titties. Now, because of the way that the baby's head is, you want to hold your titties, your breasts, in like a sandwich, because you kind of want to squeeze as much breast in that baby's mouth as you possibly can get in. The more, you don't want the baby on the nipple. You want the baby around the areola. So if you can get the baby around the areola, you're better off. So when you're doing cross cradle, a lot of times they tell you to hold your breasts like this. I wouldn't, because I would hold my breast like that if you're doing the football hold, because it's all about how your baby's mouth is. So right now your baby's mouth is like this, right? So if you're holding it like this, the sandwich, let's say, is not meeting the way your baby would eat, right? So you want your sandwich to be on the same page as your baby. So if your baby's like this, hold your breast like this. See? You could actually eat properly. So in order to do that, you just put your hand underneath your breast, right? And so your thumb is going to be on the outside here. I don't know if you guys can see. Hi. So your thumb is going to be on the outside, and your other fingers are going to be on the inside. You squeeze your titties like so, and you align your baby with your nipple. You're going to align your baby with your nipple by the nose. So let me just move this so that I'll put it back. Sorry. Like I said, I don't find it to be the most comfortable, but it is if you have a nursing pillow. Where's my nursing pillow? Oh, my nursing pillow is over there. Okay. Anyways, so if you have a nursing pillow, it helps with holding your hand on. So it would help with resting your hand, because you don't want to be holding the baby up by yourself. So if you have a nursing pillow, that would help. So you put your arm and you put the baby on your arm, and you have the nursing pillow. So now what you're going to do is you're going to align the nipple. So say this is my nipple, and I've already held it in the way that my head is. So we already know we're getting the right type of sandwich. I'm going to align the nipple with the nose of the baby. So when the nipple is aligned with the nose, that's where I want the baby's position to be, right? So it's not so much that I want the nipple to be on the nose, but I want the baby's nose to be in alignment with the nipple, because then I know I'm in a perfect position to have the baby open its mouth properly. So when you do that, now you move. I usually put the bottom part of your areola against the bottom lip, because the way you want the baby's lips to be in this position is, in any position, you want the baby's lips to be open, but flanged out. So you see that? That's how you want the baby's lips to be. So when you squeeze your breast into the baby's mouth, their lips are out like so, and then they could do their sucking. Because I don't know if you guys realize, but around the areola, if you don't know, not only the nipple has milk ducts, your areola has them too. So sometimes if you look at your breasts, especially if you have engorgement and milk is leaking out, you'll see it leaking out around the areola too, because the areola has those milk ducts. So when your baby is sucking like this on your areola, it's helping to bring even more milk, which is what we want. So yeah, so you align it with the nose, you put the bottom part of the areola here, and then you could tickle their upper lip with your nipple so they feel the need to open. They feel the nipple here and they open, right? So remember, it was aligned here. You move their head like that, and in the mouth it goes. So the bottom part of the areola is in there, the top part of the nipple is in there, and there you go. Now, and the way to get it in, like I said, you could squeeze it and stick it on in there with the lip the way it's supposed to be. If you're having problems with that, flipple, they call it the flipple, is a great way to do it, which is the same thing. You have your breast squeezed, you have the areola on the bottom, and you push the nipple in. So the nipple's up here, you put it in there, right? So because you want most of the bottom areola to be covered and just the nipple to be in with, not on the nipple, you want a little bit of the areola at the top of the nipple to be in there. And that will be the perfect positioning, because you want your nipple to be like this. So technically you want their head, and your nipple is going to be in their mouth right here. So when they're sucking, it's touching the back part of their roof of their mouth. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So you always want that positioning. You always want the most of the areola at the bottom to be in the mouth, on the bottom lip and stuff. So when I'm pushing the breast into their mouth, what I sometimes do, especially when my nipples are already sore, I actually hold my my breast the way it's supposed to be held, like a sandwich, but I put my finger on the bottom lip to help. So if I feel like, okay, she's not opening or he's not opening their mouth, I'll put my finger there to pull it down to make sure that this bottom lip is flanged out, and then stick the breast in. It's just so the way you're holding your nipple, and you just go in, right? So that's another way. Also remember, when you do put the nipple in your baby's mouth, or not the nipple, the areola in your baby's mouth, you can always still fix the baby once it's in. So if I put it in her mouth and I'm like, I feel pain, I check to see if her bottom lip is down, because sometimes it might be in or might not be out enough, and I will pull her chin to open her mouth more, right? It's like automatic. So once I do that, I pull down on the chin, her lip comes out more, I'm good. Then I'll look at her upper lips, and I actually go between, I try and pull it out, like pull it out from the corners. If I can't pull it out, I will put my finger down on my breast and flip out her lip. So I put it in and I push her lip up. So I do like that to kind of push her lip up. So once I see her lips like this, I'm good to go. And usually I don't even feel it. I'll sit here and I'll be like, I fall asleep, everything like that, because it's perfectly on. And when it's perfectly on, that's what you want. So like I said, the cross cradle is the best for that, because you have her head in your hand. So as soon as you see that her tongue, you want her tongue or his tongue to be out, like you know what I mean? So over their teeth, but it won't come out over the lip, but over the teeth is basically the position that you want. Once you see that their tongue is down, you could stick that, well, they don't have teeth, but you know, over the gum, I meant. But you could stick the nipple in and you should be ready to go once you see that positioning. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I forgot how to breastfeed. Nope, that's about it. I think that's right. Also, if you do put the baby on and the latch is painful, and you've went through to fix all the positioning, and you pulled down her bottom lip, pulled up her up lip, and you're still feeling pain, you definitely want to go ahead and release that latch and try again. And the way to do that is I use my pinky, and you would stick your finger in the pinky. Hold on, let me see. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you would stick your finger in the corner of the mouth, and when you stick your finger in the corner of the mouth, you stick your finger in the corner of the mouth, and you push back into their mouth, right? So you're pushing back into their mouth, so they have to open their mouth, and then you can tickle your nipple. So, for example, let me see. Hold on. So I'm gonna push. So I kind of push down on the nipple. I'm inserting between her mouth, and I'm gonna push back, and I tickle my nipple. See, it doesn't hurt the baby, and it doesn't hurt you to remove your nipple. If you, at one point I was doing it wrong, and I was putting my finger in, and I was trying to literally, I wasn't pushing back in her mouth. I was like actually trying to like pull my nipple out while being in her mouth, and then you feel the tug, and it hurt. It still got out, but there was a tug on it, and that was like ow when I took it out, and you don't want that. You don't want the ow. So just remember, when you put your finger in to break the latch, put it in the corner of her mouth and push back, and then you can release, and you won't feel any pain. Okay. She's now sleeping. Let me like. Okay, I'm gonna cover it. I'm not wearing a nursing bra, which it should be. I just lost my. Okay, let me pause and put her down, and I'll be right back. Sorry, I was gonna put her down, but I was like, I didn't burp her. So yeah, so that was the cross cradle, which is what I recommend. The natural's kind of like this, but you would lean back more, have her on you. Most people recommend doing skin to skin, so just strip her and you be naked also, and have your baby or him, have your baby find your nipple and do it yourself. So basically like this, your baby's head will be here, and your baby will be like, so this is your chest, your baby will be like trying to find your nipple, and then once they find it, they'll latch on and do their thing. So up to you. With that being said, the next position that I talk about is the football hold, and the football hold is very, very comfortable. The best thing you should do is you can use a pillow, again a nursing pillow, or you can use 2 pillows, whatever makes comfortable. You want to make sure that you're comfortable in any position that you're doing for breastfeeding, because you'll be in that position for a little bit. The football hold. The football hold is pretty much like so. Sorry, I wish I had a doll. So the football hold like this. Sorry. Okay, so the football hold's here. So the baby is laying on your arm, on kind of like a diagonal. You want the bum and everything here, and the face to be here, so you could look down and the baby's looking up at you, right? So you have the hair. Again, you would align your nipple with the baby's nose. Make sure that the bottom of your areola, and in this case you're going to hold your nipple like so. You're going to look down at your baby, and this is a perfect position because you get to see clearly your baby's tongue position. So you look down at your baby like so. The mouth is open, the bottom lip is, the mouth is open wide. You want to open the mouth as wide as possible. The mouth is open, the tongue is down, and you push that baby on there. And you hold your baby so. And then your baby sucks. And there you go, right? And like I said, so you'll be in that position a little bit. And you want the baby to be not like this, but on a diagonal, right? So you're going to put your hand like so and have the baby here. Now, even in the cross cradle or even in the football, when your baby is latched on, one thing you want is the chin to be connected to your breasts and the nose to be clear. So if your nipple, this is your nipple, you want to make sure that the nose is clear. You don't want the nose to be touching the breast. So you see, there's no touching the breast. There's a space there, and my chin is in. So if your baby is not like that, and you find your baby like this, where the nose is touching the breast, you tuck in their belly more. And that should help you with when you tuck in their belly, it makes them go like that, because you're tucking in that part. So it's, so that should make you go like that. If you're not like that, then just position it yourself. Make sure that the baby's nose is not touching your nipple and the chin is in. That is the perfect position. Once you make sure that you've covered everything that I just told you, you should be able to achieve the perfect latch. You shouldn't have any problems, and you'll be good to go. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could say. Another position I like, but this is more when your baby's older, your nipples are no longer sensitive, you're comfortable, your baby's comfortable, you guys both mastered your latching, would be the side position. Now, I've done this in the hospital because I've been doing breastfeeding for a while, but you're side latching. So when I say side latching is you lay the baby down, and it's the same concept. You make sure the baby's in the perfect position, all turn towards you. You hold the baby, but you're laying down on the ground. You're laying down on the bed, and you've attached the baby to your nipple. The same positions always apply. Chin to breast, nose is clear, mouth is flanched, tongue is down. And there you have it. That is how you get the perfect breastfeeding latch. Okay, if you guys have any suggestions or anything else or any questions, please put them in the comments below. Please don't forget to like this video and definitely subscribe so you get to watch more videos. And just remember, this is my 5th child that I am breastfeeding, so I kind of have an idea what I'm talking about.